Roy Keane has recently expressed his discontent with Anthony Martial's performance, asserting that the French forward is not a Manchester United player following a lacklustre display against Newcastle United. Martial, who arrived at Old Trafford in 2015 from Monaco for a hefty fee of £57.6 million, has struggled to meet the high expectations associated with his undeniable talent, tallying 63 goals in 208 Premier League appearances. While Martial had a relatively prolific 2019-20 season, scoring 23 goals in 48 matches across all competitions, his overall consistency has been questioned. Despite scoring in a recent 3-0 victory over Everton, it marked only his second goal in 18 appearances this season. Keane specifically criticised Martial's ability to hold the ball under pressure during the Newcastle match, emphasising the need for him to contribute more effectively to the team's offensive strategy. Keane's frustration was evident as he remarked on Sky Sports, stating, "We forgive Martial because he scores a goal every 14 years. But let me tell you, when at Newcastle under pressure, we get that ball into you, you better get hold of that ball to get us up the pitch and a bit of breathing space." Keane expressed dissatisfaction with Martial's tendency to lose possession cheaply, suggesting that if a player cannot handle such pressure, they might not be suited to Manchester United standards. In addition to Martial, Keane turned his attention to Marcus Rashford, who had an outstanding performance last season, scoring 30 goals in all competitions. However, Rashford's goal-scoring prowess has diminished this season, mirroring Martial's struggles. Keane highlighted Rashford's defensive shortcomings against Newcastle and criticised his failure to lead by example. Keane noted, "Rashford is a local lad, he's got the mega deal, and that is all well and good. I need a bit more, you run forward, no problem, but you have to run back. Cover yards." Keane emphasised the need for Rashford, now 26 years old and an experienced player in the team, to set an example for his teammates. He stressed that Rashford should not solely focus on offensive contributions but also exhibit defensive responsibility, especially considering his status as a key figure in the team. In conclusion, Roy Keane's critique of Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford centres around their perceived shortcomings in key areas such as ball retention under pressure and defensive contributions. Keane's expectations for players at Manchester United are high, emphasising the importance of consistent performance, resilience under pressure, and leadership on and off the pitch. Sheffield United is set to part ways with manager Paul Heckingbottom, marking the first Premier League managerial dismissal of the season. Heckingbottom's two-year tenure is nearing its end following a 5-0 defeat to Burnley. Chris Wilder, the former United manager, is emerging as a strong candidate for the replacement role, and talks with the 46-year-old are expected today. Sheffield United currently sits at the bottom of the league with 11 defeats in 14 matches. The club's transfer strategy during the summer, which saw the departure of key players Iliman Ndiaye and Sander Berge, has come under scrutiny. Heckingbottom expressed frustration at being unable to retain the squad after the heavy loss at Turf Moor, citing financial decisions over football considerations. "I wanted to keep the group together but we couldn't," Heckingbottom told the BBC. "There wasn't a desire from the ownership to sell, but a necessity from a business point of view. We've been making financial decisions rather than football decisions. Of course, that affects me. I didn't want it to happen." Chris Wilder, who previously guided United to promotion from League One and the Championship, is expected to step in as Heckingbottom's replacement. A former player for the club, Wilder left Sheffield United in March 2021 by mutual consent after nearly 5 years in charge. His most recent stint was with Watford, where he spent 2 months before leaving at the end of the previous season. Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola refrained from criticising the referee despite a potentially game-changing decision involving Erling Haaland in a thrilling 3-3 draw against Tottenham. The citizens initially fell behind to a Son Heung-min strike, but a fortuitous own goal from the South Korean levelled the score. Phil Foden and Jack Grealish twice gave Man City the lead, only for Giovanni Lo Celso and Dejan Kulusevski to secure a point for Tottenham. The match concluded in controversy, with Haaland visibly upset, as play was allowed to continue after the forward was fouled while setting up Grealish for a goal before being called back. Guardiola, while acknowledging the difficulty in accepting the decision, opted not to criticise the referee, stating, "It is hard when you review the image, the referee decides to blow the whistle. after he has already said to play on. After the pass, the whistle, so I do not understand this action. Despite the contentious ending, Guardiola emphasized the positive aspects of the game, highlighting the team's overall performance against a formidable opponent. He expressed disappointment akin to a previous match against Liverpool, where the feeling was that City had put in an exceptional performance but didn't get the result they deserved. He concluded, "It is a pity. Sometimes football is like life, you do not get what you deserve." Guardiola's focus remained on the team's impressive showing, indicating a determination to maintain a strong position at the top of the table. Reacting to the decision, Guardiola said in his post-match interview, "Next question. I will not do a Mikel Arteta comment." And lastly, Juventus is reportedly considering a double move for Manchester United's Jadon Sancho and Donny van de Beek, both of whom have found themselves sidelined and out of favour at Old Trafford. Despite being unused substitutes in the recent defeat to Newcastle, both players could see a potential exit, with Juventus planning moves in the January transfer window. According to ESPN, Juventus is looking to sign Donny van de Beek on loan with an option to buy, providing an opportunity for the midfielder to end his challenging spell at Manchester United. Van de Beek, who arrived at Old Trafford in 2020 for £35 million from Ajax, has struggled for regular playing time, making just one Premier League appearance this season. Expressing his desire to play, he mentioned, "I need to start playing games very soon, if not at Man United then at another club. I think I have to be ambitious." Jadon Sancho, on the other hand, remains unavailable for selection after a public clash with manager Erik ten Hag. Sancho has been training alone since September, and United, citing squad discipline issues, may consider suitable offers for the winger when the transfer window opens. While Atletifac showed interest in taking Sancho on loan during the summer, their bid was rejected for failing to meet Manchester United's asking price. With both players seeking more playing time, a potential move to Juventus could provide them with a fresh start.